Imagine investing years, even decades, into a gaming ecosystem, pouring your passion into a brand, only to feel like the company you loved has fundamentally abandoned its vision. This week, a frustrated Xbox fan laid bare their deep sense of betrayal, and frankly, it hits hard. You know, we often talk about the big tech giants and their strategic shifts, but sometimes, these corporate decisions ripple outwards, directly impacting the very people who built their empires, the fans and the developers. That's exactly what's happening in the world of Xbox right now, and the sentiment among many longtime players is a mix of anger, disappointment, and a profound sense of betrayal. One particular reader, a self-described former Spot from the glory days of the Xbox 360, recently voiced an impassioned critique that perfectly encapsulates this growing frustration. They're so incensed, they declared they might not even watch another Xbox showcase if executives like Phil Spencer dare to appear. Think about that level of disillusionment. For them, it's not just about a few bad games or a console generation that didn't quite hit the mark. It's about a company, Microsoft, the richest in the world, seemingly sacrificing its own employees and long-held promises on the altar of profit margins. Our reader paints a grim picture for game developers, calling them literal human sacrifices in Microsoft's financial maneuvers. It's a harsh accusation, but it stems from the recent waves of layoffs and studio closures. When you hear about entire studios being shut down and anticipated games getting canceled, all while the parent company boasts astronomical profits, you can understand why many feel something is fundamentally broken. They suggest that with fewer hands on deck, Xbox will increasingly rely on AI to fill gaps, leading to a future where perhaps only Call of Duty remains the flagship title. It's a chilling thought for anyone who remembers Xbox as a home for diverse, original gaming experiences. But the anger doesn't stop there. Our reader also slams what they call blatant lies about Microsoft's multi-platform strategy. Remember when we heard only a handful of older titles would go multi-format? Well, now we're seeing Gears of War announced for other platforms, and the expectation is that Halo is next, with Starfield perhaps only holding out because, as our reader cynically puts it, no one will care by the time it gets there. This isn't about petty console wars, it's about the very identity of a console. For our reader and many like them, a console needs exclusives to truly exist. Xbox seemed to believe Game Pass alone could be their exclusive, their unique selling proposition. But now they're accused of refusing to admit that strategy hasn't fully worked. By pushing everything multi-platform, the argument goes, Xbox loses what made it special, what made it a console rather than just another publisher. Sure, Microsoft now stands as perhaps the biggest publisher in the West, largely thanks to its acquisition of Activision and Call of Duty. But where's the loyalty, the community, the soul in that? Our reader argues that Xbox has become what it used to fight against, a corporate behemoth focused solely on the bottom line, rather than fostering gaming culture. They remember Xbox as the upstart, pushing boundaries against a stuffy, old-fashioned PlayStation. Now they see a giant bully seemingly trying to muscle out firms that have contributed immensely to gaming, even after pouring billions into acquisitions. The raw emotion in this perspective is palpable. It speaks to a deep connection many of us have with our gaming platforms. When that connection feels severed by corporate decisions, it's not just about a product, it's about a betrayal of trust, of passion. So, what does this mean for the future of Xbox and indeed for the entire gaming industry? Will this strategic pivot continue, eroding the distinct identities of our beloved platforms? Or will we see a reevaluation, a return to the kind of innovative, fan-focused strategies that built these empires in the first place? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you felt this shift in the gaming landscape? Share your perspective with us, and make sure you subscribe to our podcast for more insightful discussions on the ever-evolving world of tech and gaming.